Good morning, everybody. Now, if you're wondering why I am drenched even before a hike, that's because we literally climbed 4 kilometers of stairs, basically, to reach this house, which is the house of our guide. His name is Muthubanda, and he will be guiding us towards that rock up there. You see, Banda Mama. Well, technically, if you think about Lakegala, people straight up think about Mimure, which is the more popular side, and it's a challenging hike from there to the top of Lakegala. But this is another mountain on the same mountain range, which is called Narangamuwa. Now this is the highest point of Lakegala mountain range, so that's where we'll be going. And he is very photogenic and camera friendly. Like he always wants to post, but I like it. Anyway, we'll see you guys when we are going up there. Just wanted to give you a quick video of how the surrounding looks like. And this is Narangamuwa.
Our temple.
And this is where you can get accommodation if you join Banda Mama for an adventure up Lakegala. So let's have a quick look around to see how it looks like. Well, our plan is to camp up there, so we won't be staying here for the night, but he's so eager to show us, might as well just see it. There you go. And that is the washroom, which is an external unit, and you have a traditional looking house made of clay entirely. And inside, I saw some photos on the internet. It's locked at the moment, but it's got some basic facilities like some beds, and I don't know if they have mosquito nets, but anyway, you have a bed to sleep on. Well, which is pretty much all you need when you come on a hike like this. Well, our plan is to hike up there and camp for the night. So it'll be a first for us because this is the first time I'm gonna camp with Icy. So Icy and I have never camped alone on our own. We always have had people joining us. Well, this will be the first time that we'll be doing it on our own. So wish us luck. Hope we'll survive. So we are at Banda Mama's place at the moment, and we've been here for about half an hour because it's a hike of its own to come to Banda Mama's place, and let alone climbing to the top of Lakegala. So we took some rest, and well, there's Icy, here's me. It's just the two of us this time, and we're climbing to the top of Narangamuwa, the highest peak of the Lakegala range. Let's see how it goes, and we'll have Banda Mama to guide us, so I hope there's nothing to worry. Banda Mama's ready for the hike. Yamu. And we are starting. It's around 11:35 right now, so let's see how long it'll take. Assuming it'll take us around 3 to 4 hours to go up. Let's take it slow, since we are carrying a lot of stuff. And there you go. Icy is also taking things slow. Do you want to see how Banda Mama climbs? There you go. Barefoot. And he's saying that's the best way for him. Who am I to judge? He's been doing this for years. Crazy. Well, I've been talking about the mountain but never showed the mountain. So here's a glimpse of what we are up against. That facing this village is Mola, and next to it is the Narangamuwa peak, which is the highest peak of the range. And on the other side of both the mountains is the Mimure Lakegala, which is the most popular part of the mountain, which is accessible from the village of Mimure. We will be able to get a glimpse of it, but it's a bit difficult to reach it from this route, so we're only doing Lakegala, as in Mola, and then Narangamuwa camp somewhere up there, and then back on the same way to Banda Mama's house. Well, this is something that I have seen in quite a lot of places where they hang a branch. I remember when we did Adam's Peak also, there was a place like this. Well, might as well just follow what they have done so that we get good luck for our journey. I think this is one of the very few water sources that you come across on the way up this mountain, because there's not a lot of sources once you go up there. So do prepare for that if you are taking up the challenge. We have 3 liters of water each, and the guide said that there is a water source somewhere up the mountain. He'll show us around, and then we'll see how big or small that water source is. Well, once in a while, as people who are primarily living in a city, we really love to escape to a place like this. Not a hotel, not somewhere fancy, just be one with nature, mingle with the locals, and see how they live. And Narangamuwa, so far, is a prime spot if you really want to connect with nature. It's not touristy, for now at least. Only the adventurers come here, because there's a lot of mountain hikes that start from this village. But unlike Mimure, which is very popular at the moment, Narangamuwa is still a hidden mystery for a lot of people in Sri Lanka. Let's try to keep it that way. Look at this serene place. There's a stream passing next to us, and there's a lot of butterflies flying all over around us and over us. Amazing.
I'm gonna give it a name. Valley of Butterflies.
Valley of the Butterflies? That's a good name.
Sounds romantic.
Come to think of it, this is a nice place to camp. If not for the rocks, of course. You have a nice source of water, and then you have the trees shading you, and all the butterflies flying around you. Beautiful place. All right. Well, let's continue on our journey. I think the guide is way ahead of us. We're just taking things slow, but he's used to a certain pace, and I respect that. So I just asked him to go and wait for us when he wants to rest. You hear that sound? Rather, a lot of sounds. That's just nature at its best. Crickets, birds, all sorts of insects. Amazing place if you really want to enjoy nature. Again, it's just deafening over here. That's the loudest cricket cries I've ever heard, ever in my life. It's just so loud. Okay, here it's even louder. It just keeps getting louder and louder. Look at these mushrooms. Beautiful growth. And we are making a pit stop here to have some lunch, which is prepared by a person from the village as well. So let's see how it looks like, and let's see how it tastes. I'm looking forward to it because I'm a bit famished at the moment, and seeing this beautiful stream makes me even more hungry for some reason. Narangamuwa for you. An amazing place with beautiful scenery and hopefully some tasty lunch. Let's go and see. Well, I just opened my lunch packet and here we go. We've got some rice with chicken and I think that's jackfruit, yes, and beans. And it's looking really gorgeous. Let's just give it a quick test and see. Oh yeah. Well, that is some good rice and curry. Flavorful. Got all the right ingredients. Tell me, how is the rice? It's good, right? It's very good. And I also forgot to mention, the rice is straight from the manufacturer because they get the rice, obviously, they get their rice from their rice fields. And this is what they make and sell. It's tasty and it's fresh. Our dearest guide eats a lot of rice and he's gonna get some of mine because I've had enough. I'm surprised because at the beginning he had a heap of rice, but after that he also took mine and he's gonna eat that because I offered him, of course, but the point is they eat a lot of rice. Another thing that I learned, our food was packed in newspapers, but our guide's rice was packed in this. Now this is coming from the quack tree and this is called a kolapata. Well, I didn't know that. I've heard of the name, but I've never seen one in person. Well, and we are back on the trail, heading towards Mola. Well, currently we are on a path of a slight but a constant ascent, so it's not very easy. Down there was a bit of a stroll through the forest, but this was a little demanding. But of course, I don't think we have technically started the climb yet. We're trying to reach the base. From there on out, it'll be a rock exposed to the sun. Gonna be interesting. First things first, let's go past this patch of forest and then reach the base. Take things one step at a time, isn't it? Okay guys, we just came outside from the forest and now our view has opened up to these three mountains. Now I'm shamelessly unaware of the names, but I know the names of the three mountains, but I just don't know which is which. We'll ask the guide later on. For now, let's just enjoy the view and see what's going on around us. I'm not sure how far we have to go. I'm just following the guide and just enjoying the hike. It's about the journey, right? Apparently, the Lakegala range is over here. Now, I was completely disoriented to the point that I was thinking, this is Lakegala. Is it? Okay, I'm gonna get this cleared by the guide, or else I'm all sorts of confused right now. Let's go and ask the guide at this moment. Okay, here we go. This is Lakegala on the Narangamuwa side. And on the other hand is Mimure Lakegala. We don't see it right now, but I'm assuming that high one over there is Miriagolla, the highest mountain in this range. Okay, those are something else, I'm sorry. My bad. As I told you, I was completely disoriented after that walk on the forest because we came around the mountains and then we went up and down. I wasn't sure where I was. Anyhow, we got that cleared. Let's proceed to summit this mountain first and then maybe that one. Yeah, about to see a beautiful view of the surrounding mountains further away. There you are. Okay, that is pretty good. Kaluganga. That's reservoir. There you are. That's beautiful. Amazing. Right guys, we climbed a bit more and now we are almost at the top of Narangamuwa, Lakegala and Meda. So we'll cover both the peaks from here. Excited to see the view on the other side of the mountain. Let's see how it goes. Okay, I think we're at the final push now. There's the top, and there's Icy, and there's our way. Let's go. And I just realized that the view behind me has also improved quite significantly. Wow. Beautiful. We'll go up and see the other side of the mountain. Undoubtedly, we are at the toughest part of the hike right now. There is no path. It's just a plain old rock all the way to the top. Let's just slowly proceed and with caution. The most important thing. It's about 3 in the afternoon at the moment, which means we'll have to endure this heat for about 1 or 2 hours before the sun sets once we go up there, because we are planning to set our tent up there. We will be exposed to all the elements once we're up there because there's no shade, there's no trees. I hope it'll be okay. Some concerning signs about rain from the far side of the mountain, but we will see. All right, let's see how we conquer this. Oh, there's a little path leading to the top. But we will get there somehow. This part of the hike is steep, no doubt. Try to stay away from this surface because once you slip, you will end up all the way down there. You are leaving something, I see. I see. You are leaving something.
What?
I don't know what it is. I'll bring it for you.
Oh.
Right, this part is difficult. I will try to capture it as much as I can, but definitely not something that you can take lightly. Right. There's a minor issue with some wet rocks. There's a little waterway coming from the top, which makes the rocks a bit damp, hence slippery. So I'll have to try to find some dry rocks and use them as footholds. And these bushes, I don't know how strong they will be, but I will try to hold a whole bunch of them. Yeah. There you go. Trying to pull myself up. Yeah, something to think about if you are taking up this challenge. This part, definitely not easy. It's difficult. It's basically rock climbing. If you're lucky, you'll find a bunch that you can hold on to. Footholds are few and far between, so you have to create your own footholds when you're climbing this part. I would say this is something similar to what we did in Garandiella, but this would be a bit more constant and a bit more difficult than that. Oh, there's Lakegala, the lone mountain in the middle of all the other mountains. It's a beautiful sight. Almost there. There you are, almost to the top. Hi guys, finally we're at the top of Lakegala, Narangamuwa Lakegala to be exact, and we set up our tent over here. I just couldn't record on our way up because it was so exhausting, and the final bit of the mountain is really difficult and it's a little risky, so you have to be a little bit cautious when you are climbing up the last leg of the mountain. This looked like a fine place as any to set up the tent. And if you check out the view, Lakegala is over there, and these are the mountains that we described earlier, rather the guide described earlier. And over to my left you see a lot of reservoirs. There's one here and there's one afar, and then you see all the mountains in the Knuckles range. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to see Matale, which is close to the village as well. So you have plenty of views to enjoy. And over to my right over there are also some more mountains. So a beautiful viewpoint. Well, of course, this is the highest point of the Lakegala range. So this is Meda Mountain, which we are planning to go in the morning. Of course, we have to go there. It's the highest point, and I definitely would like to try it out and see the view from up there. So for now, we're just gonna make a quick stop here and spend the night here, and then cook something up, sleep, and then go to Meda Mountain in the morning. It's been an amazing hike. It started off quite chill. It was like, you know, a stroll through the forest, but it got complicated as we ascended, and at the last bit it included some rock climbing as well. So it's a pretty moderate to difficult hike, so not for the faint of heart, definitely, especially the last part. So, you know, just take care of yourself and then have fun. All right, let's just check out the view and enjoy the night over here, over in Lakegala. Over and out. Good morning, guys, from the Narangamuwa Lakegala. The sun's about to rise. It is rising at the moment, and the surroundings have cleared up. Last night it was misty and we couldn't see anything in the surroundings until around 3 to 4 in the morning. So right now we are seeing an unobstructed view. So that's pretty good. Isi and I just camped for the night over here. That was the first time that we camped alone, just me and Isi, but it was a fun experience. A little nervous, but it was okay. Okay, so today we have a little mission to do, because that you see behind me is the Meda Mountain, which is the highest mountain of the Lakegala range. So we have to quickly make it to the top so that we can just see the other side of the mountain, because then you will be able to see the third rock, which is the Mimure Lakegala, which is the more popular of the 3 mountains. So we'll just get a look at that, come back, and then descend and call it a day. Good morning, Isi. Hi, Isi, show up.
See the sunrise from here.
Right, guys, we just packed up our tent and all the stuff, didn't leave anything behind, and now we are moving ahead to the highest point of the Lakegala range, Meda. It's gonna get covered by a mist momentarily. It's a passing cloud. I hope it'll just clear off once we get to the top. There's one coming from behind as well, so a little concerning, but nothing too much to worry about. But let's quickly make our way to Meda. And then from the other side of this mountain, we'll get to see the Mimure Lakegala, which is the more popular peak out of the 3 rocks this range is consist of. And a lot of people know Mimure because of this mountain. It's an iconic mountain. We get to see it from the other side. So let's go ahead and see if we can get a nice view of the mountain. There's no set path up this mountain, so you have to create your own path when you're moving ahead. Not a mountain frequently visited by hikers or tourists, so the path is not clearly paved all the way to the campsite. Getting misty. We are on our way up to Meda, but a mist just engulfed the entire area. Luckily behind me it's still open, but if you check the top, it's covered. I hope that we'll get to see the rock next to it, which is Mimure Lakegala, and hopefully the mist will clear off once we get to the top. Ice is doing the service of looking for a path for both of us. I'm just here filming. There's the top. Not much distance to go, but finding the path is the difficult task. Okay, let's go. I think I forgot to mention before, the guide left us last night. Well, that was pre-arranged. We asked him to leave so that, you know, we can manage it up here. He showed us the way and he just said it's not too difficult to find a way up to the Meda Mountain, so we trusted him, and yes, so we just asked him to leave. So for the descent, it'll be just the 2 of us. The guide will join us halfway through, but until then we will be on our own. A little scary to think of it, but I hope we'll manage it. Well, there you go, guys. That's the second rock of the 3 rocks. This range is called the Galtuna, or the 3 rocks. Well, this is the highest point of them all. Where we were was I think the lowest point of the range. And next to us is the triangular pyramid-shaped mountain, which is Lakegala, which a lot of adventure seekers try to hike up because it's not an easy hike to go to the summit. Technically, you would be able to do it without any equipment, but that would not be the safe option. So definitely, you should go with an experienced professional guide if you're hiking that mountain. That will be our next target sometime in the future. But there you go. That is Lakegala from this side. A whole different perspective from what you see from the village of Mimure. Amazing. All right, we have a little more to go to the top. So let's just make our way to the summit. Right now we are literally walking on a ledge. That's the last bit to the summit. But to the left and right of me, an abyss. The mist is clearing up, so we will be able to see at least some things once you go up there. Right guys, this is as far as I'm comfortable going because we need to turn back and then descend. I see stopped over there. I just wanted to get a closer look of Lakegala. Now this is the pyramid-shaped mountain that you see if you visit the village of Mimure, and I'm assuming that you are using that rock surface to ascend to the top. It's a crazy experience, one of the most difficult hikes they can do in Sri Lanka. We are planning to do it, of course, not independently. We will try to hire a guide and do it because I'm not comfortable doing it on my own, definitely. But a beautiful sight from here as well. Oh, there you go, Lakegala. I think somewhere down there is the village of Mimure, and on this side it's Narangamuwa, where we started our hike. So the two villages are separated from this mountain range. Unfortunate that we didn't see Lakegala, the third rock of this range that we camped at. Well, it's covered by a mist right now, but that is the top of this Meda Mountain, the highest of the 3 rocks, and then of course this Lakegala. We just descended from Lakegala, and as you can see the mountain, which is crazy because the climate changes very quickly around this area. Anyway, I think this is a good place for us to finish the video. We are going to descend and well, head back home. This has been an amazing hike. It was a difficult one for sure, and then the views were worth it. We saw a lot of things and camped. It was a new experience because we just camp on our own without anyone else, which was a little crazy if you think about it. If you want to contact the guide, I'll leave the contact number below. He's an experienced guide, and he always checked out on us, and then he called me when I was on the tent to see if I'm okay. So overall pretty good service, so I recommend him. Okay guys, so I'll see you in another one. Until then, keep hiking and enjoy life.
See you.
Oh.
See you.
See you.